Hi everybody, this is Roger Nix. This is a tutorial about how to set up a personal health index. This is a tool that we use here in lesson 3 in the Moving Beyond Stuck course for creating a life worth living. This is a positive support system for that specific purpose. We've already gone over the components of a life worth living: positive emotion, engagement or flow, meaning and purpose, and connected relationships. All these things are an interaction of sort of a dance that we do to create a life worth living. And in order to support this, it's important to have energy, and self-care is essential to having energy, because anytime that we're making changes, we use a lot of cognitive energy, and that takes focus. So it's important to have self-care. It's a basic prerequisite to a full life. Your health, your diet, and exercise equal energy, along with proper relaxation, recreation, and sleep, and making sure that you're not drained by unhealthy or unbounded relationships, and also having a fair amount of stability financially, or getting your temporal needs met, is very important to self-care. These are all things that can get lost in the shuffle of a busy life, and when they do, we wind up basically in a fight and flight survival mode. So one of the ways to pay attention to this is to use Keystone Behaviors, and they're using little things to create big changes and to avoid big crises. The program that we're talking about today, Personal Health Index, is a program of daily awareness, and it's to prevent crisis, and it's also to promote new behavior and new supportive habits that create the positive cycle. Now, exactly what is a PHI? Well, it's a tool that you're going to use on a daily basis for 8 weeks. And at the end of every day, you monitor 8 keystone behaviors. Check and say to yourself, well, did I or did I not do these behaviors today? And you score your day at the end of the day on a graph. And at the end of each week, you total your weekly score and create an 8-week graph. And over an 8-week period, you mark your progress. So how to start? Well, you're going to pick 4 positive and 4 negative keystone behaviors, which you've already done the homework for in lessons 1, 2, and 3. Now, you should include behaviors or habits that sabotage your long-term goals. Include the 4 most obvious ones. Be careful not to cheat yourself by holding back on anything. Just do the ones that really make the most difference to how you see your day going. And remember, this exercise isn't really for you to stop behaviors as much as it is to start to pay attention to how they affect you, how they affect your daily life, and how that might play into long-term effects. List the top 4 behaviors that you can do on a daily basis that enhance your life, as well as the top 4 negative ones. Some positive behaviors that I'm listing here as an example. These are not for you to use, so you pick your own. You may use these, but I suggest that you actually list 8 behaviors to begin with, and then pick the top 4. So these 4 have to do with exercise, to-do list, a gratitude list, and morning preparation through reading and meditation. Now, an example of some negative behaviors might be: are you overeating? Are you sleeping in? Are you watching TV too much or too late? And are you avoiding to-do lists? Are you avoiding the things that you need to do that are going to build anxiety and pressure for you later? Okay, so as you end your day, you've set your 4 positive and 4 negatives, and every time that you do a positive behavior, say you exercise, you would score yourself a +1. If you overate, it's a negative behavior, so that would get you a -1. So at the end of the day, you have a potential +4 score or a potential -4 score, and anything in between. So you chart that on a daily and weekly graph. It looks like this. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday through Sunday, you can see here this first week it was a 2, 1, 1, minus 4, 2, minus 1, and a 3 for a total of a plus 4. And as the week went on, you see the numbers vary. You can do this with a Excel spreadsheet if you already know how. I'm not going to explain it to you because I don't have the skill to explain it to you. I can barely do it myself. But you also can simply just draw boxes on a piece of paper and write in the week numbers and the day numbers, draw some lines, and the first few times I did this years ago, that's what I did. I didn't use an Excel spreadsheet. So it's up to you. So this flows into a chart. On the Excel spreadsheet, this is done for you. On your own, you just plot points. At the end of each week, you would have a point here, a point here, a point here, and you just draw a line, and it shows the progress that you've made. So what might you notice? You might notice if there was a particular day that consistently scores high or low, like Mondays or Wednesdays or Fridays or Sundays, and look and see if there's something about that day that you might want to look at. Sundays might be a day where you isolate. Mondays might be a day where you really are stressed about your work because you really don't like your job. It can really indicate that there's some underlying behaviors or conditions that you might want to take a look at. You might notice your trend, whether it's overall up or down, and you might share your progress with someone and really enlist support. And you might notice that you avoid some of these behaviors and replace them with others. So maybe you quit overeating, but you might adopt another compensating factor that also creates a negative influence on your long-term goals. So I encourage you to begin to do this, share it with others, and go all the way through the 8-week program. And if it works for you, keep going after the 8 weeks, and use this as a tool off and on for the really duration of your life. I've done it 3 times so far, and it's really been helpful to me. So thank you, and I will see you in lesson 4.